So the Lord was highlighting the number 1222 on the clock lately, and in the Hebrews concordance, it means gold, precious metals, wealth, or gain. And it was corresponding with Job chapter 36. And in this chapter, Elihu was talking to Job. And basically at this point, this is like the fourth time now he's tried to console Job after he's lost everything, right? And so I just want to read this for y'all. God is mighty but despises no one. He is mighty and firm in his purpose. He does not keep the wicked alive, but he gives the afflicted their rights. He does not take his eyes off the righteous. He enthrones them with kings and exalts them forever. But if the people are bound in chains, held fast by cords of affliction, he tells them what they have done, that they have sinned arrogantly. Okay, these are captives of the enemy, and those experience conviction. Right? The Lord is always going to highlight where you're sinning, where you went wrong. He makes them listen to correction and commands them to repent for their evil. That's not saying that you are an evil person. It's just saying that you have turned away from God, which has caused you to become a captive of the enemy. You have fallen for the enemy's tricks and his schemes and his evil ways. And so now you are a captive of the enemy. You are bound, okay? And you are being afflicted. You are going through your judgment season. He makes them listen to correction, that is the conviction, and commands them to repent of their evil. If they obey and serve him, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity and their years in contentment. That is a promise. Listen to this is literally, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. He will make them listen and command them to repent. If you repent, you obey and serve, you will live in abundance and prosperity. You will be freed from your afflictions. 1 + 1 = 2. If they obey and serve him, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity and their years in contentment. But if they do not listen, they will perish by the sword and die without knowledge. Now that knowledge that it's speaking of is the knowledge of knowing the true living God. That is the knowledge of knowing how good he is and how good your life could really be. Okay? So in one scenario, you have prosperity, and in the other scenario, you perish. Pick a side. Okay? If they do not listen, they will perish by the sword and die without knowledge. The godless in heart harbor resentment. Okay? This world, and I get it, this world is so evil. And a lot of you have gone through some unspeakable trials and some unspeakable things in life. And I'm talking about going all the way back to childhood. Some of y'all have grown up in some very, very terrible scenarios. Situations you never asked to be in. Situations you never asked to be born into. But you had to endure it. You had to get through it the best way you know and knew how at the time. But it's caused you over the years to have to develop thick skin and to harden your heart, to not trust, to not have faith, to question where is God? Why would he allow you to go through this, that, and the third? Is what happened to you really your fault? I know all of this, right? I feel it, okay? I feel it. It says the godless in heart harbor resentment. Even when he feathers them, they do not cry for help. So a lot of you have gotten used to just doing things in your own will, in your own way, because you feel like there have been so many times where God didn't show up for you. There were so many times where you called out for God and you felt like you didn't get a reply. You didn't get a response. Your situation never changed. And so he is saying they do not cry out for help. Now you've learned to depend on you. This world has taught you that all you really got is you, even though that's not the whole truth. But from what you know, that's what you know, right? And so you don't go crying out to God. You don't really go praying. You depend on you. But he says they die in their youth. That's confirmation. Yes, physically, there are a lot who suffer, who go through it, and they die young. But what he's really referring to here is in the soul, in the spirit, the spiritual death, which is ultimately what the enemy wants. Okay? They die in their youth among male prostitutes of the shrine. In other words, a lot of us, a lot of you have become hardened in heart and became spiritually dead, right? For a long time. You're awakening now, right? Your crown, everything is awakening. You're opening up, right? That's divine. It had to happen at this time. But what he is saying is that a lot of you died in your youth because of what you've given into on a fleshly scale. You've given in to fleshly desires because that's what the world taught you. You've given in to sex. You've given in to fornication. You've given into alcohol. You've given in to smoking. You've given in to pills. You've given in to a lot of things that were never designed or were never God's will for your life. But that's what the world taught you. So that's what you knew. That's what you know. And now he's trying to bring you up out of that. And it's hard. Baby, it's hard. And he knows that. I know that. It's hard. Okay? But he said, if you continue to obey him and serve him, your life, you will come out of this so prosperous. Your life will have done a complete 180. You will not look like what you've been through. You will not look like where you came from. Okay? But those who suffer, he delivers in their suffering. He speaks to them in their affliction. This is him saying, I never left you. I saw everything and I got you. Okay, I seen all of the detestable things that were done to you, that you went through, that you never asked for, right? The things that were placed on your shoulders, the things you had to witness, the things you had to bury down deep, the things you don't talk about, the things that you cry about in the nighttime, right? You got to stuff all that stuff down deep to still go out here and walk and be in front of these people and act like ain't nothing wrong when there's a lot. He said, I seen it. I was speaking to you. You might not have heard me. There was so much going on, but I was still speaking to you in your affliction. He is wooing you from the jaws of distress that is the enemy's clench. He is wooing you from that. He's trying to gradually, lovingly pull you up out of that. Okay? He's trying to free you from all of that because he said none of that matters. It matters. Not trying to downplay what you've been through, but he's saying where I got you going, you're not even going to be looking at none of that. Okay? None of that's not going to matter because of what's coming up next for you. He is wooing you from the jaws of distress to a spacious place free from restriction, to the comfort of your table that is laden with choice food. You are going to have it so good to where, baby, you could have whatever you wanted to. God is saying, you've suffered enough. Now it's time for you to prosper. You had limited options. Like back then, you didn't have no options. You had to get what you get and not throw a fit. He said, that's not what I got for you. What I got coming for you, you can pick and choose, baby. We're gonna be humble, but you know what I mean? It feels good. It's going to feel so good to go from not having to having more than enough, to having an abundance and an overflow. It's gonna be like David. He done went from being a shepherd boy to going to the palace. Okay, David was wilding out. Okay, he was blessed, he was anointed, but he was wilding out. Okay, David was out. Okay, but he said it's gonna be different for you. Yo, I don't need you wilding out like that, but it's definitely gonna get good. He said, but be careful that no one entices you by riches. Do not let large bribes turn you aside. Would your wealth or even all your mighty efforts sustain you so you would not be in distress? And the answer is no. So he said again, be humble, but I got you.